Manipulators' top 10 tricks. Manipulators work off of using your appetites, whether it's your basic needs and your intimate desires or your want for emotional empowerment. So, and they also have physiological strategies that make you submissive. I'm covering it all. So number one, they offer you free food, free transportation, free opportunities for maybe work or an invitation to a party or something to do with a basic needs, or which ties into a need to socialize in order to have a sense of safety and place in society. And so none of that is free. Even if it's something as simple as an invitation to a movie or restaurant. You might even be getting it from a friend. But yes, you don't have to be paranoid if it's a friend, but do know that even then you might say, if they say it's for free, you might say, okay, I'll go to that restaurant or I'll watch that movie, even if those aren't what you would want to do or your favorite things. This ties into having your own money and making your own decisions, which is how you meet that appetite. Or maybe you want to be a feminine wife and you want your husband to meet that appetite, but not other people. So whenever anyone offers that, watch out. Number two, focusing in on the idea of the transportation or offering an invite or a dinner is the idea of getting you in a place that's the authority of, and then you feel psychologically indebted, or it's difficult to say no, because once you're in their car or once you've accepted a gift from them or a dinner, then you're going to feel pressured. And even if you don't think the person is somebody who could manipulate you, or maybe you're not even that attracted to them or something, but still you feel it's hard to say no. And I've been in situations like this with predatory people. Okay, number three. Now we're getting into intimate desires. So historically, men and women have had a healthy separation, given each other space, and there's been gender separation. And it's actually, I think, a celebration of people's attractions to each other. But if it's for a work-related or some reason you have no other option but to be around people you're attracted to, then you've got to be extra careful. You've got to engage in daily self-intimacy that'll help you manage and have a sense of a post-nut mental clarity. So that's number three, realizing that people have desires and you have desires, and it's not that easy to control them. It's better to seek space and don't sit at the same table as, say, if you're in university. Don't sit next to women. Try to sit with the guys or the women, respectively, whatever your gender. Some of you might think this is a joke, but if you really want to this is about self-control. You will be able to control yourself better if you control your environment and where you are. So number four, Manipulators use words like love, and they care about you, or they think you're cool, or compliments, or making you laugh, or all of this stuff. What it's doing is it's putting you in an emotional state and making it, it's like a salesperson. They make some jokes, they make some compliments, and then you get into a good mood. And it's when you're in that good mood or feeling empowered that you might get distracted, or might be more suggestible, or easier to say yes, or you're not on your guard. So not only should you be watching out for people trying to get you, sell you stuff, but people trying to be, really friendly, or especially the word love, or they say how's it, or they sound emotional. It can sound interesting or energizing or magical when somebody's really animated, but unless you really trust them, you've got to be careful when somebody's acting all excited or emotional, because they might be trying to trick you. Number 6, one common thing, and this is getting into the whole narcissist realm, is a simple idea of not saying sorry. This is something that people do who are trying to manipulate, because they get nice people want to feel good around other people, if it's at a work environment or whatever. And by the way, you shouldn't need, in your personal life, you should be able to be alone, and you need to differentiate between personal and work life. If it's work, it's work. If it's personal, you don't have to be there. You don't have to hang out with those people or appease anyone. And what happens is, people who are decent, normal people, they want people to feel good and be just be friendly with people in general. What happens is manipulators take advantage of that by being rude and being unapologetic and not saying sorry, and it gets people to try to be friendly to them even more, because they think that being nice will make them be nicer. But be careful, because that only works occasionally, perhaps. And here's the thing. You've got to realize, if you're even in a position or desire to help someone, my personal take is, don't help people until you are financially stable and you're for yourself and your spouse, because that should be the most important person in your life, in my opinion. And sometimes what happens is single parents end up having they call it a son husband, where the son always tries to be there for the mother because she doesn't have a husband. But if she was being reasonable, she would want the son to get a wife, and for the wife to be her number one, his number one priority. You know what I mean? So sometimes manipulation it happens in a more abstract and complicated way. Another form of a way people trick other people, what is this, number 7, is when people want to be respected or have people compliment them. Like a good example is on social media. If you're hoping other people will like your posts or agree with you, it's best to want people to be honest. And if you're your number one fan, then you cannot be manipulated. Like if you're liking your own posts, if you're commenting, a friendly thing on your own post, that's something I do. You are your number one fan, and you don't have to ever worry about not having that or hoping from that support from somebody else. Another way to do this, to activate this is like an emotional thing, is by doing creative activities, by exercising, by dancing, by doing something that you want to do. And sometimes people don't even know what they want to do. And that's a dangerous place to be. So you've got to have your own calendar, you've got to lock in your time, you've got to be, knowing what you want to do and making time for that. And if you do that, then you can say no to manipulators. They'll try to get you to say yes to stuff because you're not doing anything else. Number 9, when you're sitting down, this is a major one. It's easier to get manipulated. So stand up. Don't, when you're sitting down, you think in a more submissive way, or if you're lying down. That's why when you wake up in the morning, you can feel like, disempowered. Is because you're in the wrong position. Just get yourself up and you'll feel better. And this works the same way if you're around toxic people. And finally, number 10, tricks manipulators use. This one has to do with small little things that people need or they think they need from other people. Common examples would be like expecting your biological relatives to pay for your cell phone bill or your insurance, or you're storing some of your belongings at their house, or you're using their car, or did I say like paying for a cell phone or something? Stuff like that, or like they treat you to a favorite dinner, or they buy you an expensive gift at a certain holiday. All of that, it's better to figure out how to pay for it on your own, because then you'll find out how to you'll find out if you even really want the things. Like if you really want, your quote unquote biological aunt is gonna take you out to a fun dinner, but even though you don't really like her politics, then you shouldn't put yourself in a place where you're. And by the way, and that's a whole nother Pandora's box, is not labeling. Just because someone's biologically related, it doesn't matter. What matters is whether you have the same core values, and then you should be equals. You should be like spiritual brothers or sisters or friends, and not label each other as this hierarchy of like aunt or son or daughter or father or grandfather. And so watching out for those little things, like wanting to do laundry at your friend's house. Simple little things like that, it all adds up to, or like needing your friend to do free like repairs on your car. Like try to save up money and do it yourself, or pay for it yourself, because these small little things will keep you attached to people that you would rather not have in your life if you really thought about it. So there you go. Thanks for joining me, and aloha. Stay outmaneuver the manipulators.